Welcome back to the Barca Breakdown. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Adam. I'm here with my co-host, Yus.
What's up, guys? Let's do it.
Please hit that subscribe button because this, Yus, is a huge month. We're heading into August, which is the month that La Liga starts, and when we all know we need to get the GOAT, the Copa America champion, Lionel Messi, officially on the books and officially signed up for La Liga. And so that ties into the two topics we're talking about today, which is one, Ilaix Moriba's contract negotiations with the club, and two, Griezmann's future with the club, which is starting to look a little bit more like he's going to stay.
You know, to start us off, because we saw some video on TikTok with Ilaix Moriba, and he was getting a lot of racist comments, people making monkey emojis, flipping him off, and first off, we do not condone any racism, no matter the performance of a player. Same with the Griezmann.
Or
Dembele.
anything a player does.
It doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, I'm just glad that Barcelona is supporting him in that, making sure, whatever they're doing to stand up against that, tell people it's not okay. But you know what, Adam? Let's move forward and get on a better note here. Go ahead.
Sure. And this is the huge point, is that, of course, it is never okay to be a racist or say anything racist or send racist things to players. That's just absurd. And, soccer, football is something that brings us all together as Barca fans. We love the team. It gives us so much hope. And so, there's none of that should be here. But at the same time, right, Ilaix is in a weird situation. I think, he's asking for a lot of money. And so here's where we stand right now, right, is that Ilaix's contract ends next summer. And so he's in that situation with Dembele where we either need to trade him this summer to get worth from him, or we need to renew him now so he doesn't leave next summer on free. And what the team has done so far is, because there are these rumors and these news reports going on that Ilaix's team is playing hardball and wants more money than he currently gets, the team has demoted him to the B team, and he's not training or featuring in team friendlies for the Barca first team. He hasn't traveled with the team to Germany this week when they're going to play some more friendlies. I am glad, like you mentioned, that the team did post that they are supporting him even through these tough contract negotiations, saying that racism doesn't belong. That's really good from the club. But here's the thing, right, is Ilaix is under a big contract under Bartomeu. For his age, he's getting paid, I've heard the number upwards of $2 million per year before taxes, and now his team, and a lot of the angles about Ilaix are being pointed towards his team, they want him to make almost 3 times that amount per year, which would put him above Aguero, above Depay. And when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, Yus, Ilaix had a great first game for Barca. He scored a goal. He had a great second game. I think he got an assist to Messi. We were all really excited to see a new young midfielder who could get some minutes and give rest to Pedri and Frenkie de Jong, especially in light of the fact that Riqui Puig had fallen out of favor with Koeman. But after that, I think he had 14 appearances in La Liga, and it wasn't too impressive. I think the big game we all remember is when Busquets got hurt in that huge match against Atletico Madrid in La Liga. Ilaix came on and left a lot to be desired and was probably the worst player on the pitch. And so I just don't understand how he can be asking for so much money with the knowledge. This is big. It's not just asking for a lot of money in a vacuum, because under Bartomeu, that would have flown and he would have gotten it. But with the total knowledge that we all have that we can't even sign Messi right now because of our wage bill. It doesn't seem fair to me, to the club, and doesn't seem respectful when your performances are so unproven to want such a big raise. What do you think?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's unfortunate that we had the slime Bartomeu signing contracts left and right and giving him that giving him that hunger of, going from making nowhere near that amount of money to making some money, a great amount of money, 200 or 2 million. I think that he kind of wants to put himself in a progression position, but unfortunately, like you're saying, this is putting Barcelona at a financially troubled time, and there's not really a room for him to do that, and he should
You need to progress on the pitch first.
Of course,
right? I mean, it would be different if Pedri came out and asked for more money. We would all probably say, the dude probably deserves it. He came from Las Palmas on a lower contract than what he deserves now after this crazy Euros, after playing so many games for Barca, after being in the Olympics. He has shown the progression on the field that would beget a higher contract. With Ilaix, yes, he did come from the B team and he started to play, a decent amount, right? We have to admit that Ilaix's game time and the repertoire he had with Koeman and how Koeman liked to use him a lot, that was a big boost. We have never seen, for instance, Riqui Puig or Pjanic, right? We haven't seen any of these other players last season who have been relied upon so much by the club. So there is that that we must give to
But
Ilaix is that, hey, he played a...
There's no
mhm.
possibility for him to really deserve that much money, because at the end of the day, we're talking about the stability of the club, and we're also talking about, do you really think you're worth triple the amount of money after a mediocre season? You know, his passing accuracy could be improved.
All aspects of the game could be improved,
and
right?
I mean, he's 17 too. Why does he think $6 million he deserves that right off the bat? Kind of, you know.
And the other thing too that I think also falls in is, like, you look to the leaders of the club, right?
Mm-hmm.
Piqué seems to have agreed to a pay cut. Busquets seems on the way to agree to a pay cut.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Garcia took a pay cut from what he was originally offered by Bartomeu. I believe Depay also took a pay cut, according to what Bartomeu had originally offered him. And so, everyone on the team is doing their part to adjust and to be nimble, because we know we need Lionel Messi, right? We need Lionel Messi for us to do well and to win, more than one trophy next year, right? We want to win more than just the Copa we won last season. And so to win the league, to win the Champions League, we need Messi. We need everyone to kind of get behind the team, have respect, and, work with the club as the, financial issues get sorted out, right? And so I think as we move on from Ilaix and we get to Antoine Griezmann, a player who I think gets a lot of unfair criticism. I mean, sure, it is true he's never fully fit in with our team, and we need more goals from him, and we need more output. Okay, that's just the way it is. However, Griezmann had a fairly good end of the year last year. At least, the 2021, especially in the Copa del Rey, he was instrumental to us winning a trophy. And so there were big reports, right, that we were going to try and do some sort of Saul for Griezmann swap with Atletico Madrid. It turned out that Atletico didn't want to pay any of the wages, whereas Barca wanted them to pay, if not all the wages, at least a majority of them. And so now there are big reports, that Griezmann is looking and willing to take a pay cut, in which case we could find a way to have him and Messi play on the same team. And this is huge news, because Griezmann is by far, behind Messi, the biggest wage earner on the team, like much bigger than the third highest wage earner, right? And so the first question I have for you, is like, do you think these reports are true based off what you know of Griezmann? Do you think he's the type of person to take a pay cut, in contrast to what we're seeing with Ilaix?
I think he is. I think Griezmann is a little more humble. I think he knows he's worth a lot of money, but at the other flip side, I think he wants to stay at Barcelona. I don't think of how much he went through to go from Atletico to Barcelona. He did a whole reveal. It was a big deal. It's something he probably thought about for a long time. It wasn't an easy decision.
And he had the bad reveal.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yeah.
He had the reveal the year before where everyone thought he was coming to Barca, and then he kind of screwed us. And then even after he screwed us, he went to the team. And so even though that did originally leave a bad taste in my mouth, I totally agree with you, man. I feel like Griezmann, even though he's had a rough time, the fans always haven't been behind him as much as they should.
But we are.
Even though coaches haven't used them optimally, even though, the performances and titles haven't been what he wanted yet. I feel like he has a genuine love for the club. You see him at, Barca basketball games, Barca Femení games. You see him, showing more of a love for the club than I think a lot of our other signings have in the last few years. And so I think Griezmann would be willing to put the club over his personal wages. And I think, I'm hoping to see him do that.
I think he's making somewhere around 45 million or so, if what I'm looking at is accurate. But, I mean, how much does he have to what amount does he have to take in pay cut to make the Messi situation
room
work?
for Messi? Yeah.
And like you were saying, he's the second highest earner, far above the third and 20th how many of our players we have. There's some players making 20 mil, there's some players making 8 mil, right? Some of those players are younger, they already have their contract set. Unfortunately, it goes to the highest earners, right? Because it's a larger margin, larger percentage, and he should take the pay cut. Messi took a huge pay cut, right? And Messi's had, what was it, last year when he had that whole thing about almost leaving? Because he's shown loyalty to the club. Exactly.
And I think what you're getting at is that you wish, there's some trickle down there. And, it's a topic we've covered before, which is, it's hard to say because, in some sense, everyone should be, in sports, my opinion is everyone should be extremely selfish because a lot of times teams don't really care about you. And the second that it's advantageous for them to get another player or to get, some sort of financial gain, they will sell you down the river and show no loyalty. And so, It's hard to juggle, but as Barca fans, I think we think of more than a club, right? Més que un club. We think of this like big idea of the club as a big family, controlled by the socios, and so we're hoping to see the youth and Griezmann kind of take lead from Messi, hopefully Piqué and Busquets, and really, allow the wages to come down so that we can have a team that works in cohesion and has all the parts we need to win. And so let us know in the comments whether or not you think Griezmann is going to take a wage cut and whether we can get Griezmann and Messi next year. Let us know, please, if you think Ilaix is going to resign or we're going to enter next summer without him under contract and have a little bit of risky business. So thank you guys so much. See you later.